I'm really excited to have Louise Dorrat with us because you know what? You all liked her so much when she joined us at the conference last year that we decided we had to have more of her. So welcome, Louise.
Thank you, Lisa. And I'm in Naarm in Melbourne on Wurundjeri Wurrung country of the Kulin Nation. So I want to acknowledge that they have been here for 60,000 years plus, singing and dancing with music with their children for all that time.
I'm on Darkinjung country and I reckon they've been doing the same up here as well.
Exactly.
Listen, like given that you're a musical and theatrical, extravaganza, why is music so important to you to use in the early childhood, early education and care space? Why?
Because music is part of life. All of you in family daycare, you would use music as in part of celebrations, part of everyday or special occasions. It's in us, and we don't have to teach music. It's creating an environment that encourages children to enjoy music. And music, it has the capacity to transport children to be another person or to another space. If they're having a bad day, they can switch off. Music is it can change the mood. So if we want children up and dancing, we'll put on fast music. If we want children to relax or at sleep time, we'll put on slow, peaceful music. There's no right or wrong. Anyone can do it. And you know that proverb, if you can sing, you can, if you what is it? If you can walk, you can dance. If you can talk, you can sing. But a Zimbabwe proverb. However, I take it a step further because babies can't walk. But if you can breathe, you can sing. If you can move, you can dance. So it's just so powerful. And there's so much learning. Oh my goodness, beats and rhythms and I'm meant to get this, it's pre-literacy. Even our early years learning framework says the definition of literacy, un momento, just stay there. I'll just get my early years learning framework and my framework school age care, and I will just show you where it says it. It's because when parents say, oh, I want you to teach my children to read. Oh, what we're doing today with the rhymes and the chants and the music is pre-literacy. So in there, let me just read it out to you. And what I'll do, Lisa, I'll do a handout of the songs that I do and all of this on a handout, and I'll email it to you.
That'd be wonderful.
Literacy, in the early years, literacy includes a range of modes of communication, including music, movement, dance, storytelling, visual arts, media, and drama, as well as talking, reading, writing. So how is that in our Bible, our Quran, our Torah, whatever you like to call it? So, I mean, I could go on. I was in theatre before I started early childhood, and that was my profession. And then I needed extra money, and so I started working as a reliever in a long daycare centre. And then the rest is history. I thought, oh, I love this. So then I went and got my qualifications. However, I embed music every day. I don't have a music session as such. It's embedded. It's during routines. It's during transitions. It's while I'm changing a baby's nappy. It's inside, outside, walking along the street. So it doesn't have to be that group time. It doesn't have to be the music and movement corner over there. It's actually embedded.
Louise,
that answer your question?
Yeah, it sure did. But you may be the only person in Australia that became an educator because you needed additional money.
Yeah. Well, I was a
shows
waiter.
how badly theatre performers are paid.
Exactly. Well, I was in children's theatre, but worked at a restaurant at night. And then a friend who I shared a house with said, oh, they're looking for relievers. And it was back in the day before you needed a working with children check, police check, or any qualifications. So, and thank goodness they changed that because, of course, we need to lift the bar in family daycare. We need to increase qualifications. So I'm pleased that family daycare educators have to have at least certificate 3, and I know a lot of you have diploma and degrees as well. So
yes. Can you just tell me, like, I kind of figured that there's some educators that this is their jam. They love music. They, do a million things a day with music. But I know if I became an educator, I'd go, I know no songs. I'm terrible. I've been singing my daughter the same 3 songs most of her life. I'm not musical, despite the fact I love music.
Yeah.
If I was to become an educator, what should be in my musical bag?
Well, I mentioned just a minute ago that every educator needs a working with children check and a police check and at least a certificate 3. However, I believe they need a class set of maracas and a class set, or seven of these clapping sticks. So definitely those. And
so I only maraca.
What they're egg maracas, because if you give a baby one of these, or an infant or a toddler and you don't tell them to shake it, but if you might start singing roly-poly, up, 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 they might just go just to the beat. You never say, no, not like that, don't you hear the beat? You give them to the child, and it's just something for them to do, and they can hear the music. So you can be singing all the songs that you normally sing, or you give them one of these and they can clap the beat as well. If you can
where
afford,
do I get egg maracas from?
From anywhere, educational experience, all of them. Same with these. If you can afford it, you would buy Aboriginal claves and clapping sticks, and you would just have one of those. But if you can't, these, or broomsticks from Bunnings, and chop them. I've actually got those here. Have a look at this, because I teach music. Would you believe I've never had a music lesson? So I have to say I do not know how to. My brother learnt guitar and I learnt dance, and that was that. So I've never had a lesson. However, it's I teach music, which is bizarre, but anyone can use non-tuned percussion. This is non-tuned percussion. Any non-tuned percussion is if you shake it or if you slap it. And so I first started teaching a Swinburne, and I said to the person that asked me, oh no, I can't read music. I said, no, we want you. We see what you do. You do all those little songs, and that's what we want, because educators, we're not there to teach them the violin. We want them to be able to transfer the skills to children on placement, to children in family daycare, to children in outside school hours. So I started there. Then I taught music at uni, and now I teach music to Aboriginal students at Deakin, would you believe? But I teach the Western, and they have to bring in their Aboriginal culture if they have to seek it, because we have ruined it for them in the last 230 years. So this is what the students made. They were broomsticks, and they used flame on the stove, and they painted beautiful.
They're beautiful
pictures. Yeah. So that's what they use. So I've got a whole heap of those as well.
And so you're saying you've got to at least have one set of egg maracas and one set of clapping sticks per child.
7. Yeah, seven of these, or 14 of these, and 7 of those. Or you make these are plastic bottles. Never use food, because there's so many, it's culturally sensitive. There's so many families that food is such a precious resource. Well, it is a precious resource. So I put in little stones. So it can be, rat-a-tat-tat. Who is that? Ooh, grandma's pussy cat. So you give these to the children, and of course you make they're paintings. So what we did, children painted, and then they chose a bottle, and then we went out to the gravel and we put stones in it. So that was those.
So show me, give us a bit of a performance. Show me something.
Okay. So because theatre is my background, I always use props. So I might put and everything, most things are from the op shop, or if they're Aboriginal, I make sure I buy them from Yarn Strong Sister or an Aboriginal education consultancy. But otherwise, everything is from the op shop or people have given them to me. So I might put my red gloves on. Can you put your gloves on, your pretend gloves on, please, Lisa? And everyone else, put your pretend gloves. Can I see them? Can I see? Thank you very much. Normally, yeah, okay, ready? I have 10 little fingers. They all belong to me. I can make them do things. Would you like to see? I can shut them up tight, open them up wide, clap them together, and make them hide. Put them up high, put them down low, fold them like this and fold them so. So if you're about to read a story and they might be making a lot of noise, instead of saying, shush, be quiet, shush, I'm not going to do it, just put your gloves on and you start doing that. The babies will start doing like that. And then I just take them off. So or I might say, who can see the rectangle box that's red with white spots or white with red spots? Can anyone see it behind me? Oh, there's you can see my egg maracas there. Yeah. So can you see? All right. So one of the children will go and get it. I wonder what's in there. And this is my theatre background. So I always use a prop because that once again transports them to another place. It's exciting. It's something different. And those of you who are nervous about singing, which is nuts because children don't care at all. As long as you're having fun, they can smell if you're not having fun. So if you're going to have fun, well, then children will have fun. So let's have a look. What is in this box? I wonder what's in the box. Let's have a look. I think there's nice chocolates. Let's see. Oh, for goodness sake, they're dirty black socks. I thought they were chocolates. Now, where do we normally put our socks? We put them on our feet, but today we're going to put them on our hands. So here we are. There's some for you, Lisa, some for you, Jenny, Fatima, Khadija, Yeshi, and Moon Chopper. Everyone's got some now. Put them on. And I know you wanted pink wasabi, but bad luck, they're all black. So put your pretend socks on. Lisa, have you got yours on? Ready? Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the stronger they get. Just when I thought I should wash them, a voice deep inside me said, don't wash them yet. Not yet, not yet, not yet. One more time with passion. Ready? Ready, Lisa? Just mouth it. The Zoom, but ready? Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the stronger they get. Just when I thought I should wash them, a voice deep inside me said, don't wash them yet. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Now, I've only done it twice, but I always do songs, especially new songs, 3 times because repetition strengthens the brain, the wiring, and, experience strengthens the wiring, but repetition actually makes it even stronger. So it's because the child mightn't have heard that beat before, like so the experience wires the brain. But if you repeat it and repeat it, it strengthens that wiring. So now can everyone, we don't normally throw inside, but can you all throw me your socks into the box? Thank you so much. Now, Lisa, can you see a pink rectangle box behind? Yes, next to, in front of the rainbow cushion, which is celebrating all diversity. That's it. And, it's old Joan Muddlecomb's hat. So let's put old Joan Muddlecomb's hat on her head. Here we go. Can everyone do this beat? That's it. Old Joan Muddlecombe lost her hat. She looked everywhere this way and that. She walked down High Street and everyone said, silly Joan Muddlecombe, you've got it on your head. What a duffer. One more time with passion. And you too, Khadija, ready? Here we go. So really, you can't see my knees, but normally you do slap on your knees. So pretend, do slaps on your knees. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. Like the we will rock you. So that's it. Old Joan Muddlecombe lost her hat. She looked everywhere this way and that. She walked down High Street and everyone said, silly Joan Muddlecombe, you've got it on your head. What a duffer. And you would know where the children's, the street where they live, you would know, or the street where your family daycare home is. And I use that street. Instead of High Street, I use that street. So then I might say, who can see a ball up there? It's an Aboriginal colours. It has, and there's also a Torres Strait Islander ball. Okay, so Lisa, do you want the Aboriginal ball or the Torres Strait Islander ball?
The Torres Strait Islander one.
So I will get that. And as you can see, so then I would talk, regardless if they're 3 months old or 7 years old, I'd say, and as we know, the black represents the skin and the green represents the grass, the blue represents the white, and I would go through it because that's embedding. It's not just today in NAIDOC week, we're going to talk about that. So then I would sit them down and I would just roll the ball to them. Bumblebee, bumblebee, can you sing your name to me? The children who can't talk, they just go, hello, Melinda. Everyone, hello, Melinda. Bumblebee, bumblebee. Or I might, if they're really young, they might crawl off with that. So I just use this bumblebee. Bumblebee, bumblebee, can you sing your name to me? That's it. My name is Floyd.
Lisa.
Hello, Floyd. So I sing all the same songs, whether it's in early years primary or to infants. I just use different props. Or I might say, oh, look at my beautiful bundles, wedge-tailed eagles. They're the creator spirit and designed by an Aboriginal elder. And say if there's 2 children there, one is Khadijah and one is Zainab. So I would do 2 large bundles flying to, and Zainab lives in Newtown. 2 large bundles flying to Newtown. One named Zainab, one named Khadijah. Fly away, Zainab, fly away, Khadijah. Come back, Zainab, come back to Khadijah. And then I'd say, Apple, would you like a turn? Would you like to use the bundles or would you like to use the wahs, which are crows in Warrawong language? Or, another day I might say, would you like to use the little butterflies? I've got a purple butterfly or I've got an orange butterfly. Which one would you like to use, Mohammed?
Do you think props are really important in music?
For me, if a child is nervous, it's something for them to hold. And when children are relaxed, that's when they learn. Same with an educator. If an educator's nervous to tell a story, I'll use a book. So if an educator is nervous to sing a song, well, the helping using a prop. But also, I spoke about literacy earlier for language. The language, you've heard my language. Who can see the pink rectangle box? Who can you see the purple one and the orange one? So I'm always talking about language as well. Who did you see my red long gloves? And I'm also using the street name of where our family daycare home is. I'm using names and I'm also doing turn taking. So bumblebee, bumblebee, can you sing your name to me is better with a bumblebee or with a ball.
So, Louise, you've got a repertoire of songs that you've obviously been using over a long time. What, I know nothing. I know no songs. I can't, what if I'm an educator in that position?
Well, because I teach at uni and I have to go to centres sometimes and assess my students, I see teachers that have been there forever and say to the children, what song do you want to sing? And they say, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star or Baa Baa Black Sheep. And then the teacher says, oh, that one again. You ask them. You only need 5 songs that are different, like I've just given you 5. I've done Old Joe Muddlecombe, And that was in a poem, old John Muddlecombe lost his cap, silly old chap, because for the last 240 years, everything has been male. So I just changed it to Joan Muddlecombe, and my auntie died, and my mother said, do you want any of her hats? Auntie Leslie's got 50 hats. I said, of course, I want them all. I'm in early childhood and theatre. So this is one of her hats. So it's just, what was the question? Do you need to use props?
Yes. No, I
no,
said
no.
If you don't know any.
Oh, no, about the songs. That's right, and the confidence. So if you, and I'm going to send you the words to this, and if you want to see me doing it, it's on my webpage. If you, that article that I wrote stopped me doing it on Facebook with the Reggie the dog. You remember Lisa? In 2020. So I did all these poems because I couldn't see my students. So I did them with the dog. And
okay, so I'll
hang on, I just have to, so this is the songs, Lisa. So there's Black Socks. There's Black Socks.
Cool. Okay, and I'll give everyone the link to you performing them. But what about things like Spotify and CDs? Like, are they good or bad?
No, there's no good or bad. I know I'm very binary, but there's no, I just wanted to say this, that I put these on the wall and I'll say to a child, go and choose a song. So there's only so then they don't know that that's, they know that that's 10 Little Fingers because it's got the gloves. And there's nothing wrong with Spotify. I use Spotify for fast, slow, and then I get them to put a costume on, which I'll show you. I spared no expense. I put a sign when I was working in early childhood, I put a sign on the door saying any parents have got any old material. So they go, and I just cut a hole in all of them. And so they just put them here, and I'll just have a fast 10 seconds of fast song. And then a 10-second of slow song. So I have a whole heap, and they've all got, so they can either use them as scarves and I've got beautiful Aboriginal fabrics as well. What bothers me is when I walk into a family daycare home or a service and the Wiggles is pumping. There is nothing wrong with the Wiggles, but it doesn't have to be on all the time. And parents would use that at home. So it's good for you in family daycare to use diverse music, a whole range of music. I don't use any children's music. I might use a little bit of Strauss, a little bit of AC/DC, a little bit of Elvis, like in a row, a little bit of African music, a little bit of Jeffrey Gurumul Yinipindu music, and then use the Aboriginal fabric. So, and I have on my Spotify, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. But when it's blaring, I think that it's not beneficial to children. Sleep time, you have soft music on, absolutely. So does that answer your question? And also, to me, you've got to be an active participant. So in this, it's a call and response, whereas when you're just listening to music, and if they're just listening to it while they're doing other activities, it's passive. Having said that, for some children, it actually relaxes them when they're doing their drawing and they have music in the background. So that's why I said there's no right or wrong.
Explain a bit about music and movement. Like, why is movement so connected to music?
Because when we hear music, our body just wants to move. And also children are born to move. It's innate in them. It's years ago, or back in before colonization, we didn't have houses and stoves and all of that kind of stuff. They were out. They were finding the wood. They were singing. They were dancing. It's all part of our intrinsic being, and movement comes naturally. So when teachers say, oh, you need to sit still and do this clapping, whatever, it's nuts. So you can put on, say, soft music and say, have a listen to this music. What does it make you feel that you want to do? And then when you put on the fast music, their bodies start going fast. So they're listening to that. It also teaches children about spatial awareness, where they can move, how their body works, how their voice works. So it's not separate. At the moment, I'm just teaching music at Deakin. However, I said to them, I will be teaching drama, music, and dance. I'll focus on music because to me, it's all part of it. It's the creative arts. It's the creative arts, and there is not one without the other.
Okay, so how long, within a day, how much time should a family daycare educator be allocating to music?
Well, if it was me, I would be doing 80% because I'd say, this is how we wash our hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Or, I'd say, if you're wearing orange, you can go and sit at the table for lunch now. If you're wearing a hat, you can go outside if you're wearing a hat. So all my transitions, all my routines, I would do it. I would pick up my tambour and I would be saying, Lisa's beating on her drum, on her drum, on her drum. Lisa's beating on her drum, then she stops. And Lisa might stand up and start moving. Lisa's skipping to the beat, to the beat, to the beat. Lisa's skipping to the beat, then she stops.
So you'd really use it that much, 80%?
Yes, because it's me.
And can I just ask a question? I live with someone who music is very distracting to her learning because she has to tune it out before she can focus. Have you ever found children that music isn't good for them?
Well, that was what I was talking about before. When you go into a infant toddler's room and it's very busy, and then you've got the Wiggles blaring, and you've got children who learn differently. We have to look at multiple perspectives, and for some children, it increases their anxiety. So that's why I'm not a fan of music blaring in the background, because it's, however, for some children, soothing music supports their learning while they're drawing or while they're doing something else.
Like everything else, it's just a matter of you knowing your children. Yeah?
Exactly, because there's no hard and fast rule with that, because everyone's
okay. So Louise, someone tells me that you're doing a special piece of music at the moment. Do you want to put in a bit of a plug for that?
Oh yes, we're doing a national quality framework, the musical, and that is coming to Sydney next week.
And who's doing that?
That's Dr. Red Ruby Scarlett and myself. And I only met her on Facebook because I'm only on Facebook for work, for early childhood. And I was reading her post and I thought, oh, she has music as a background and drama. So I contacted her and said, I'm doing this keynote at a conference. Would you like to do a song with me? And she said, sure. And so I'd never met her before. She came to my house. She learned the song in about a second and a dance. And then the rest is history. She said to me, and she's in early childhood, of course, and she said, let's do a musical. I said, I'm not doing a musical. No way. I just want to enjoy. I love just doing it for fun. Anyway, now we're doing it. So tomorrow we're in Rosebud in Victoria. Next week we're in Sydney. We're in the Gold Coast. We're in Perth. We're in Rockhampton. We're in Newcastle. We're in, oh my goodness.
So if people want to see you perform about the National Quality Framework, how do they do?
Well, I'll put it on it's on the Multiverse Red Ruby Scarlett webpage, and I pretend that I'm the coordinator because that was my role, for the last, probably 15 years. And Red pretends she's the educator, and she complains about documentation, and I say, come on, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Or she complains about the quality improvement plan, or she complains that she has to take photos of the children and send them to the parents. No, you don't have to do that. It doesn't say you have to do that. So it's all of that. And of course, we put it to music. We sing and dance because we believe that that's how If people are enjoying themselves, well, then they will learn.
Okay, I want to ask you one final thing.
Yeah, and then I have to say a goodbye song.
Yeah, what's your favourite song of all?
Oh my goodness, my favorite song of all. Well, I have a range. Aretha Franklin. I love any of hers. I love the ones that move me, that I cry. You know, I will walk through the, that, oh, your head up high, all of that. But I guess any song from a musical, just, I cannot sit still. So having said that, put your gloves on, or pretend you got, let your hands so loudly clap, clap, clap. Let your fingers loudly snap, snap, snap. Close your eyes, fold your arms and quiet be. Let your eyes so wide awake. Let your fingers shake, shake, shake. Touch your nose, touch your cheek. Wave bye-bye. See you next week. Not really. But thank you all.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much, Louise. I think that'll give people lots of inspiration. And if you
good.
your song lists and stuff, I can put that up on the website.
Yeah, I will. And just to finish off,
and for someone else.
Exactly.
Bye-bye.
Love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment.
See, you got to